Hey guys, welcome to the Limitless Podcast. Right, my name is Theon Sims. Welcome. And joining us as always is your co-host, Dr. Matthew Preston. Hail up the people there, Matthew.
Hey guys, what's good?
Lovely. Let's get into it. Today, a couple of days ago, Preston and I were just talking about a couple of stocks, and he was actually on Learn, Grow, Invest stocks to watch. Right, we'll leave the link in the description. Big up Jermaine and big up Learn, Grow, Invest. But I think today we want to do our own stocks to watch, or we just talk about stocks we like and maybe some predictions here and there. What do you think, Preston?
Yeah, let's get into it.
So
you can go first.
I actually just wanted to talk generally because we were looking at a few of the prices. Today is what day? Today is Tuesday, April 16th. All right. And we're looking at a few of the stocks on the JSE, and we're like, yo, a lot of these stocks are down. Like quite a few. We saw one-on-one 80 odd cents. I think it's 89 cents.
Below IPO price.
Yeah, so is One Great Studio at 90 odd cents. Learn 90 odd cents. I think One Great Studio is what, 90 cents. There's so many companies that are low right now. What are you thinking about the market?
No, what I'd say is that I think there are a lot of opportunities. So I think that, if you are if you're just looking at the price, you might be like, oh no, like I'm scared or whatever. But you also, it's not just the price, you have to also look at the business itself. Because if the business value stays the same, like the intrinsic value of the business, still profitable, still growing, still has a lot of growth prospects, still has like not many competitors, it has, a lot of those factors that would make you want to buy a business or, increase the value of a business, but the price is less. That's an opportunity.
But suppose like my entire portfolio in a stock, bro, and the stock is down 50%.
Well, what I'd say is you have to evaluate what you're in. Like, what are the reasons why it might be down that much? Because if it's down that much and you still actually believe in the company, you're still seeing chances that it can return around. If you have more money, you could possibly average
double down.
Yeah. Or
okay.
if they're looking at the reasons why and you're like, yo, this not looking so good, I don't see how the company is going to turn around, and maybe it's time to sell and cut the loss and go into something else.
I like that.
As always, speak to your licensed financial advisor.
Of course, as always, because this is just our opinions, not financial advice at all. But I agree. And there are a couple stocks that we were looking at. Personally, I think I wanted my stocks to watch outside of the I guess what the industry would talk about. Some of the stocks we spoke about in terms of like in our episode of how to pick a stock. You guys should look at that episode. That episode was gold, trust. Yeah. But some of the things, and one of the things that resonated with me is pick stocks where nobody's really talking about them. Right? There are a lot of stocks that are on the market and no one. Hold on, scroll back. I see Preston is sharing screens, but there is one stock I like, JFP. I saw JFP. What's JFP at now?
JFP.
That's also a stock. No one, I think,
is at 126 now.
126. That's a low, isn't it?
Yeah, I think over the.
Is that at 56?
Look back at this. This is the last time it was. This price was April 2022, around the time of the IPO. Coming from close to $2 a high.
Yeah, I think that's a stock I like. That's a stock I'm looking at, and I'm like, no one's talking about it, and nothing's really changed with the business per se. The business is still. I mean, granted, they did make a loss last year. If you pull up their recent financials, you'll realize I think they made a. Actually, don't quote me. I was gonna say like a $50 million loss, but I'm actually not sure. Don't. I should actually look at the actual numbers. However, I know they made a loss for the year, and revenues for the year were down marginally compared to the year prior. However, a lot of the plans don't change, right? We have summer coming up. For those who know what that summer means, but this is a separate summer. So JFP, that total office deal, I think we spoke about it last year as well, where both companies are. It's kind of like doing an equity swap. So JFP is buying 30% of a company called Total Office, a Trinidadian company, and they are also buying 30% in JFP, and it's supposed to be a mix between equity and cash and debt and so on and so forth. However, if you look at top 10 right now, like as of today, when I met top 10, Total Office, they don't own 10%. They own about 9 point something percent, I believe. Let me check
I'm pulling it up.
Mm-hmm. They don't own 10%. They don't own the whole 30%. But it's a start where you could see they made that investment. And I remember last year, directors were selling some of their shares. Is it up? Sorry. Yeah, Total Office has 108.
Total Office.
Yeah. So Total Office has 108 million shares. What percentage of the company is that? I feel like it was like 9% when I looked at it. Of course, Total Office being a private entity, we can't see how much shares JFP owns, if any. We don't really know. Isn't that material information though? Shouldn't we know? You could say it's not, but I don't know. I feel like that is material information. So I feel like if they did own a percentage, and yes, it's about 9.67%, so almost 10% of the company, Total Office owns. So those are steps in the right direction. So
you see my screen now?
Sorry.
Yeah, I was showing here that between December 2022 to December 2023, you can see JKZ sold some, Eurobian sold some, Sergani sold some, and then Total Office previously wasn't in the top 10. But in between that time, they went into the top 10. You also see Miss Metriciaga, he also is no longer in the top 10. I think he is he Eurobian is Metri?
He has I don't know which one is his.
Yeah, Eurobian is Metri. Yeah, I see it there. Eurobian is Metri.
And I think Steve
So he
Sergani
just sold from another personal account.
Is JKZ. Yeah.
Yeah, Steven Sergani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, I mean I'm still, what I'd say is that the deal was supposed to close
last year.
A while back. Yeah, like they just spoke about it from back then. But I know that some delays were cited. I don't know how detailed he got. Because the thing is that this article that I'm looking at,
from January. That's a January 19th.
This is January this year, or February, March. Yeah, so a few months ago, like 3 months ago. Rand Strawn, big up Rand.
Always.
He mentioned, but as far as timeline, I think it'd be reasonable to say 6 months from now. So.
And he said that's a very conservative timeline, but this is to just ensure that there are no further delays. Which means at that time, he's pretty confident in that timeline. But 6 months from now would be in January. So we're looking at a deadline date of around maybe June 19. Right now it's April. So they have maybe 2 more months.
Let's say July.
January 19, 6 months. Okay. All right, July. Yeah, true.
You remember how to count?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, all right, relax. Jeez. You get that one in Cape Mats, bro? Oh, I thought I joke. But yeah, like the timelines have been off. So hopefully by mid-year.
It's not just them. It's just not just them. It's like a lot of deals have been delayed.
That's a reason I did say summer. But yeah, I mean, still, granted, with this business though, the business hasn't really changed as much. There are a couple of things I saw that's new. they have a new contract with a restaurant chain, PF Chang restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's out, I believe, in Guyana. Right, they're supposed to ship their first containers to Guyana because they have a new contract with that American-based restaurant chain. They really haven't broken out into the American market. I'm hoping to see more of that. And I mean, the directors, I think Metro himself said in one of the articles that he's aiming for JFP to have export revenues up
30%,
to
I think.
exactly 30% by 2025. So that's by next year.
Yeah,
Right?
he said it here.
Yeah, in that same article.
Yeah, by 2025.
And
I'm
he
on it. Hold on.
made the next line though. The new PF Chang contract has already helped to push that number up to 10% since the start of 2024. Is that an indication or something? I don't know. Because before he was saying that it was about 5% or less than 5%. So if it's pushed exports up to around 10%, that's not bad. But you can also do that by decreasing local, markets. So, I mean, that's a negative light, I mean, if they have less local revenues, so any liquor export will increase. But I'm not necessarily seeing an indication of that. I think another thing that we're still also waiting on is the airport. Sangsters. I'm not sure if they've recognized the revenue from the work that they did at Sangsters
Oh yeah, that's
International.
supposed to be a big contract for them. I remember they had even mentioned that from the prospectus, and it was
Yes.
supposed to end from, is it like end of 2022? I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a wicked delay.
Yeah.
I
don't know, but that's supposed to be a nice contract, and that's supposed to be nice revenues. And I'm pretty sure we would have seen it, or they would have said it in one of the reports when they break out the reasoning for the revenue and so on. So, hey, we still have some things waiting on for JFP. So they're a stock I'm watching, definitely on my watch list for sure. As they land more
on
contracts.
your buy list.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, so here's the thing, right? There are a lot of things that are on my buy list. Okay. So you have like, I guess you're separating watch list from buy list. How? Meaning, buy list is things you're actively buying or want to buy. Like I don't know, because watch list you can have active watching and passive watching. So how do you classify it?
You said what's the passive watching versus active watching for you?
Well, for me, active watching means I am. All right, so active versus passive, meaning I'm expending a lot of energy. I'm constantly researching this. I probably have started buying, but not like heavily. That's active, right? Passive watching is, if a Gleaner article comes out about this particular company that I'm looking at, or if Kalila, says something, or if it's on the news, then I'll watch it or read it. So that's more passive. It's more of a relaxed approach because you like the company, but you're not seeing the signs yet. So you're probably just waiting on one or two signs. Active watching is more intentional. You're probably already starting to buy, but you're not buying heavily. You buy it just so it's in your account, so all right, I need to probably increase my stake here and there. So, I mean, I would say for JFP, it's one of those companies, especially at this point in time, at that price. Whoa, active watch list. Yeah. So I
found I don't. You see my screen? I found in the prospectus they actually had even told us how much the contract was valued at. So they said it was 153 million to manufacture and outfit the check-in counters and baggage scales at Montego Bay, which is slated to be completed Q3 of 2022. Meds, I don't even know if that's finished up to last year because I'm not sure if it's finished. But yeah, that was something. I remember when I was looking at this, if you compare that contract to, like, say for example, what they're doing, what they did for Q4 just gone, like October, November, December.
Yeah.
So in revenues for that quarter, they did 148 mil. So that single contract
could double
have
that
accounted
revenues.
for all of the
Yeah.
If they're not booking part of that contract, then so that's what I was thinking, that things like this would be really big for them. Especially the thing I'm also looking at for them is if they are able to get some nice hotel contracts.
Same. Yeah.
Because we're seeing a lot more hotels being built up. I mean, even something I don't know if I'd sent it in the group. There was a hotel they're building in Mobay called the Pinnacle. There's actually an interesting video I was watching. It's kind of like a mini documentary from this YouTuber. Let me see what his name is.
Pinnacle. Interesting.
Let me see. Yeah, this video is actually pretty interesting, where he essentially like interviewed a lot of the people that were like part of the process of what's going on my YouTube. I think it's the ad block. I think it was a lot of the. I'll probably share the video in the description or whatever, but I thought it was interesting. So they were speaking about like essentially see part of it here. I'm going to show a picture of it. Where did I show it? It's essentially at least 4 towers, and then part of it is going to be like hotel, and then part of it is going to be, what's this? Oh no, this was just another. This is like the area that they're using there. Yeah.
Yes. No, that sounded so familiar. Okay, yeah.
So that was something interesting. The thing is, for something like that, I don't think JFP in its current state could handle this, because I remember that I think when they were doing the statistics on it, it's gonna be one of the largest, if not like the tallest sets of buildings in Jamaica and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The Caribbean, this Pinnacle, which you said will be the Caribbean's tallest building. Or set of buildings, I guess. So something like this was huge, because I'm like, for JFP, if just doing a little part of it, even though Mobay Airport is big, even doing that little part of it, this is just, notice it says check-in counters and baggage scales. That's one part of the airport. Imagine them doing something like this.
Like the furniture for
right
all
now,
the rooms.
But that's the thing. Like right now, I don't think it makes sense for the Pinnacle to approach them, because just the amount of that they would need. So I think JFP.
I feel like JFP could still manage
this.
Yeah,
not any other business. But remember, the other thing too is that they have other clients. So how I see it is that for them, like say doing this would mean that they couldn't do any other client. That they could end up losing some of their other clients. So that even though when they finish this, the other clients would have to go to someone else, and then
but they're not even close to capacity. Remember, they don't operate every day. And it's on the...
Yeah, but I don't think you meant to say how big something like this is.
I feel like the only issue is probably storage, bro. Because if they were just making furniture from now, because has the place even been built yet?
I don't think they can handle it.
I'm bullish.
I'm even trying, like, think
if
about...
If Metri is watching this, if Sir Siago, if you're watching this, all right, go for it. Like, go for all those contracts.
Oh... I'm not saying they shouldn't touch part of it, but what I'm trying to say is, okay, look at something like the ROK Hotel.
Which they did, yeah.
Right? The Rock Hotel?
Yeah,
that is 168 rooms, right? How many rooms is... How many rooms is the Pinnacle? Oh, you've been noticing these AI stuff there?
Yeah.
It's been doing. Sometimes it's Pinnacle Hotel, family rooms. Oh, so this is when it doesn't work out so good. I'm trying to see
how many rooms the Pinnacle would have.
Yeah, to try to get to some sort of comparison.
But either way, that wouldn't tell us much, because we still don't know what their capacity was like when they did Rock Hotel. Suppose they're operating at 5%.
I don't think they can handle something like this.
Honestly, bro, I understand where you're coming from. And I do agree that JFP, they need to also be aggressive in their growth on the North Coast, for sure. All these new hotels that are coming out on the West End, like they need to be pretty aggressive in terms of securing some contracts there. But I think with Total Office being their regional distributor, they will get work. I think the deal just needs to close. That's all. So a little bit of pressure for you, Sir Strawn. You know, I know it's out of your hands, but some of it is probably out of your hands. As you said in the article, I remember him saying a lot of these transactions, they do take a significant portion of time. But yeah. And we just lost Preston. Well, since it's just me alone rambling, let us know in the comments, guys, if JFP is a stock that you like. If you don't like it, tell us why. Talk to us, because I read all the comments, all of them. So I appreciate everything you guys say. And Matthew Preston has just joined us again. He just paid his flow bill. So welcome back, sir. Sorry, Digicel. Forgot. Yes. So talk to us, bro. Tell me about a stock you like.
So, one of the stocks that I am watching right now is Jamaican Teas, right?
Summer.
Yeah. Yeah, let me pull up. I have to share my screen again.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk about it. I want you, yeah. Jamaican Teas. You think they'll do it this summer?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see.
For the people,
when you say
for the people that don't know what we're talking about, I guess it's your watch list. So talk to us, Preston. Why you like Jam Tea?
So Jamaican Teas, I guess for those who don't know, if you are a big tea drinker or just almost any tea drinker in Jamaica, you probably know the popular brands. There's Tetley, Caribbean Dreams. So essentially Jamaican Teas is they're not just a manufacturing company, but they manufacture those teas and they also do like soups and other stuff. They also have like a stock portfolio, which is QWI. And they used to be they're exiting real estate. They used to do, H. Mahfood and Sons, but they're now exiting, they're in the process of exiting real estate and essentially focusing on manufacturing and then investments through QWI. One of the things that they spoke about for probably about 2 years. I wonder if I can find that original.
It's been a while.
That original, that was probably 2021, maybe they started. Speaking about that, yeah, see our article here, September 2021.
Yeah. What did the article say? It's about spinning off the manufacturer.
Jamaican Teas to spin off manufacturer. Dang. Wow. Look at that. September 30th, 2021. What price was it then? It was like coming from almost $4. Well, yeah, look at after that, it went to $4. Look at that. But yeah, they spoke about spinning off their manufacturing arm. So essentially, what I would say right now is that they have a stock portfolio, which is QWI. If you look at QWI, I'm going to be showing it on the screen right now. QWI IPO. Do you remember what price the IPO at?
$1.35, I think.
Let's see. QWI IPO'd at... Yeah, well, if you are... General public was $1.35, right? So they are IPO'd at that price, $1.35. If you look at it right now, it's actually at 75 cents. And I mean, for a good portion, it was even 60 cents. And what essentially with QWI, they own a stock portfolio. They actually tell you which stocks they own. They have to legally tell you that. Every report, they have to tell you their top holdings. But what I would say is that even though I guess their stock portfolio, we might say is, I mean, when you look at their holdings and stuff, what I'd say is that their stock portfolio is in a way holding down Jamaican Teas, So if you look at this, they actually tell you a lot of their holdings. So for example, Access, and they bought Access at I think like $30 or something. Access is probably below like $20 or 20 low or something like that. Even though they do have some other holdings which aren't as bad. Essentially, how I see it is that the QWI is kind of holding down Jamaican Teas. But the real core business of Jamaican Teas, where they started from, is the manufacturing business. So by giving you the opportunity to own just that manufacturing business, and I said one of the big incentives is how they could do that, because one of the ways that they could do that is by essentially giving you shares in Caribbean Dreams, which would be the manufacturing arm, based on how many shares in Jamaican Teas you own. So it could be, for example, it's not, other companies in the past have done that. So for example, if anyone knows Lumber Depot, or Depot, yeah, sorry. Lumber used to be a part of the, under Blue Power. Lumber never used to be listed before. Like you couldn't own just Lumber Depot. You had to own Blue Power. But what year? When was it they spun off the business? Remember when that happened? That was, they actually gave you shares in Blue Power,
in Lumber.
Corresponding,
it was Blue Power.
Sorry, yeah, they gave. So if you own Blue Power shares, you got shares in Lumber essentially for free by just owning those Blue Power shares, and it was in essentially a 1-to-1 relationship. So if you own 10% of Blue Power, you now own 10% of Lumber. So, and then the interesting part is that they set a record date. So you have to be a shareholder up to a certain point, or only shareholders up to that certain point. So if people want those shares in, or wanted those shares in Lumber, they essentially rushed Blue Power shares. And then anyone who was already a shareholder in Blue Power was not likely to want to sell those shares, because, hey, I want some shares in Lumber also. Or they were less likely to share those sales, especially at low prices. So I'm trying to find the notice. Where was it? Do you remember which year it was?
I'm not sure. It was 2019, maybe. I feel like it was 2019.
Oh, I found it. Yeah. So if you look here, this is July 2019. They say the issue transfer of the company shares in newly created subsidiary of the company, Lumber Depot, to the company shareholders on record at August 1st, 2019. And they specified it will be pro rata to your existing holdings. So if you look at that record date of August 1st, 2019, and you look at the price of Blue Power, let's zoom. Oops. Oh, wait, what happened? Oops. Like it froze. Oh, I found a bug. I have to refresh the page. Only because I was going too far back. Yeah, what's going on? Oh, yeah. So what was the date we said? August 1st. So if you look at so this notice came out July 26th. Let's zoom in a bit more actually. Notice when this notice came out, July 26th. Well, actually, I think they said something before, before the July 26th. I think they spoke about, let me see, 20, which year is that it was? 2019. Oh, yes. July 15th, they technically declared the dividend. So they mentioned they were considering a dividend, but they never said anything about, I remember looking at it, they never said anything about doing a spin-off in this. They just made it seem like it was a regular dividend. This was June 24th. The next notice that came out, they declared a dividend, and then they said the thing about the record date.
I'm sorry, so it was a dividend in specie?
Yeah. So it's a record date August 1st. So this came out July 15th. So if you look at the price action, then July 15th, Blue Power was trading at $6. And you notice only 1,000 units traded then. Then, bam, right after $10.
Yeah.
Because no one wanted to sell. No one wanted to sell. This flew from, look at that, it flew from $6 to $13. That's wow.
That's crazy.
Look at that, no one wanted to sell.
So you think that JamT will do something like that with their spin-off? Because there are certain ways they can probably flip the whole spin-off. They could do it like that, where they do a dividend in specie, the shareholders that are, on record as of such date. How else could they do it?
Well, what they could do is actually just, well, they don't have to necessarily spin off as in give you a shareholder benefit. They could say, okay, you get a discount in the IPO. So say, because what they also said is that they plan to IPO the company. So you're not just going to get the shares and you can't use them. Like, they're going to list it on the, well, they've said in the past main market. But one of the things I want to also say is, would they switch to the junior market now that the raise limit is raised? So instead, before, when they were talking about going to the main market, the junior market limit at the time was you could only raise up to 500 million. But now that you can raise up to 750 million, I want to see if they may then consider trying to stay on the junior market. Okay. The Caribbean Dreams would be on the junior market. So that Caribbean Dreams would then get the benefit from the break in the corporate income tax. Yeah. But wait, what was that? Yeah, I was saying before that.
When is their AGM? This month, no?
AGM is in maybe 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
So I think what I would say is that they don't necessarily have to give you a benefit,
Oh, I know.
So yeah, but the other thing is that, so they could distribute shares. They could also give you a discount in the IPO. They could maybe set up a reserve pool. So okay, you can, and then they put a reserved pool for shareholders on record. But I think there may likely be some sort of record date set out. So whether it's as the different methods we said, so I think that may then give an incentive for a lot of people to not want to sell their JamT shares, and then also other people may want to buy the Jamaican Teas shares. One of the things I should look back at,
there was a video of John Jackson in an interview. Was it with Kalilo? He was asking about that same thing, like about shareholder benefit, and I'm pretty sure he said, when the time comes, the shareholders will, I can't remember what he said. It's almost like the shareholders will, let them know. It's like, let everybody know that, they want benefits or so on. I'm assuming that time is at the AGM, because I don't know when else. So it looks like we need to send in some questions at the AGM.
Yeah, so I guess, I don't know, we will see. We will see.
So essentially, JamT will become a holding company. They spin off the manufacturing arm, still hold a piece, of course. Whole QWI.
I think what they said
real
is they'd sell 30%.
30?
Or up to 30% of Caribbean Dreams.
Okay.
At 20 to 30%.
Okay, interesting. Okay. I mean,
yeah, but one of the other things I'd say is that it's not just so I think the spin-off is definitely interesting, but the other thing is that Jamaican Teas is starting to look better in terms of some of the stuff I'm seeing. So last year they changed their distributors. I'm trying to find
I remember
notice.
Wisinko?
So in Jamaica it's Wisinko. Yeah, and in Trinidad, obviously, September 15th. New Jamaican distributor, new distributor in Trinidad. So let me pull this up. So they said November 1.
Yes, I remember this.
Wisynco Group will be the exclusive distributor for Jamaican Teas. Its brand, Caribbean Dreams Tetley. They will market and distribute the Caribbean Dreams along with select grocery items, and Wisynco is one of the largest distributors in the island. So it is one of the country's largest distribution companies. So I think that would be interesting. The other thing too is that I'm wondering if I don't know if Wisynco would actually want to own a stake in Caribbean Dreams. Yeah.
Interesting. You know, in my carnival backpack in the goodie bag, I saw a lot of Caribbean Dream products. So there are ginger teas, pumpkin soup, enough Caribbean Dreams things. I was just like, oh, either Gen X bought those to put in them or they sponsored them. Either way, it's a good move. I like to see that. Love to see that. That's an easy way, because I'm thinking about 4,000 people paid or were revelers. With Gen X. That's what they said on the road. So I mean, that's good exposure to your products. Jamaicans love them ginger tea. So I like it. I'm hoping if they go the good route and do it properly with proper shareholder benefits, I think it can be pretty profitable. Do you think it is that profitable enough to be on your active watch list?
Yeah, it's on my active watch list.
Okay. I like that.